Thank God. Finally finished Black Myth Wukong. And a pretty good time too. I should have plenty of time to get my September indie game releases video. Whoa. Whoa.
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams, then you hit your teens. Life ain't really what it seems, try to find out what it means.
Hey there, I'm CGDannyB and I really like indie games and I like sharing them with you guys. And unfortunately, I've been super busy these last few weeks with important things. But I wouldn't dream of missing out on telling you guys about the exciting indie games that you can play in the month of September. Now, before we get started, if you could do me a huge favor and like the video, it would really help me and the channel out. At the time of recording this video, we're nearly at 3,500 subscribers, which is super great, but we're trying to hit 4,000 by the end of 2024. And with only 4 months to go, it's getting down to the wire. So if you're brand new here, why not drop a subscription so I can continue to show you awesome indie games every month. Plus, we're getting down to Game of the Year time, so you can sit here and watch me actively pull my hair out trying to figure out which games are the best. Well, maybe not pull my hair out. Bad phrasing. But anyway, let's take a look at some upcoming indie games you can play in September. Let's kick off September with Together in Between, a co-op puzzle adventure about two people, Yara and Finn, who are bound by love but torn apart by dimensions. The story is a heartfelt journey through parallel worlds where their relationship and their lives depend on finding a way back to each other. Players will control both Yara and Finn at the same time, navigating through beautiful monochromatic worlds that reflect their emotional states. It's a bit like patting your head and rub your belly at the same time. Tricky at first, but incredibly satisfying when you get it right. Or if you're not one to check this one out alone, it also comes with a co-op mode, so you can play with a buddy. The game's puzzles are intricately designed, requiring you to think in 2 dimensions simultaneously. What you do in one world directly impacts the other, creating this mesmerizing dance of cause and effect that keeps you engaged from start to finish. Players can't see one another, making it that they have to rely solely on their ability to communicate through sound. Navigate through intricately designed puzzles, work together to overcome challenges, and strengthen your connection. Get ready to experience the beauty of collaboration in the absence of sight when Together in Between releases on Steam starting on September 2nd. Grab your hat, hit the bathroom, and turn on your intergalactic CB radio, because Star Trucker is finally here. In this space adventure, you're not a starship captain saving the galaxy, but a long-haul trucker navigating the vastness of space. Get behind the wheel of a massive space rig, hauling cargo across the cosmos in a universe that feels both familiar and refreshingly new. Star Trucker is all about the journey, not just the destination. As a space trucker navigating trade routes between distant planets, you might think it's just about delivering goods, but there's a lot more going on. The game sprinkles in narrative elements that reveal the larger universe, its factions, and the mysteries lurking in the deep darkness of space. You'll be piloting your own rig through asteroid fields, docking at space stations, and even managing the day-to-day operations of your truck. From fuel management to plotting the most efficient routes, there's a real sense of responsibility and strategy here. Made by a team of just 2 developers with a love of sci-fi and simulation games, Star Trucker gives the players an out-of-this-world experience filled with complex systems to master. You're not just playing a game, you're living the life of a space trucker, complete with all the challenges and rewards that come with it. So buckle up and get ready for the long haul when Star Trucker releases on Steam and Xbox starting on September 3rd, and will also be available on Game Pass as well. Do you enjoy basic, boring racetrack games about reaching the finish line? Then What the Car is not for you. But if you're a cool gamer, then listen up. What the Car is a wild, wacky, physics-based racing game where cars do anything but what you expect them to do. Playing as an over-the-top car with legs, and wings, and who knows what else is stored in that trunk. Gameplay is a chaotic blend of racing, platforming, and physics-based challenges, where your car morphs into all sorts of ridiculous forms to navigate bizarre tracks. It's like if Mario Kart met a Carnival Funhouse and you sprinkle a little bit of WarioWare in there. Yeah, things can get a little out of hand. You'll race through colorful, absurd levels filled with unexpected twists, turns, and plenty of opportunities to laugh out loud. The controls are intentionally unpredictable, making every race feel like you're one pothole away from total disaster, but in the most entertaining way possible. Just when you think you've mastered the game, a brand new assortment of minigames will come barreling towards you. Your car might just turn into a boat and start sailing across the lake, or perhaps replace their wheels with an office chair and a fire extinguisher. Tri-Band is known for their absurd games, like What the Golf and What the Bat, but now it's time to start your engines and get weird with it. Get ready for a ride where the only rule is expect the unexpected, when What the Car releases on Steam starting on September 9th. So this game actually got delayed out of last month's video, but it's finally ready to play, so we should talk about it again. Are you looking for an adrenaline-pumping first-person shooter filled with stylized violence? Then let's take a peek at I Am Your Beast. I Am Your Beast is a fast-paced, covert revenge thriller. Players will control Alphonse Harding, a retired secret agent who, after refusing one last mission, finds himself embroiled in guerrilla war against the military-industrial complex. And if movies taught us anything, you're never getting out of a situation like this. Sporting a unique comic book art style and hyperbolic stylized violence, you'll be breaking enemies, using their equipment, and evading capture by replaying micro sandboxes. With a fully voiced story campaign spanning over 20 levels, superhuman abilities like tree climbing, and a dynamic cutscene system, the game promises an exhilarating experience. And keep the energy going with a heart-pounding soundtrack by RJ Lake, further enhancing the immersive atmosphere. I Am Your Beast is perfect for fans of intense, stylish FPS games, as it offers a fresh and thrilling take on the genre. This game was a smash hit at this past Steam Next Fest, and I sadly felt the FOMO when I missed out on my chance to check out the demo then. But if you're interested in seeing what the hype's all about, the demo is still up on Steam right now. So get warmed up and prepare to throw down when I Am Your Beast drops on Steam starting on September 10th. Are you looking for a Technicolor hyperkinetic roguelike with a badass cast of women? Then let me show you Elsie. Elsie is a high-energy action platformer set in the vibrant, chaotic world of planet Ekis, where natural disasters are as common as rainy days. Players will step into the boots of Elsie, a powerful android built to prevent these disasters. But things get a little complicated when these guardians that she was supposed to help go rogue. With vibrant neon-soaked environments that change every time you play, you'll need to dash, dive, and parry your way through a relentless onslaught of enemies. And if you think death is the end, think again. Dying in Elsie is just a way to start a new, even more chaotic run. From bullet hell battles against giant bosses, to experimenting with various Magitech weapons and augments, Elsie keeps you on your toes at all times. Plus, there's a melee-based second character, Andrew, who brings a whole new level of bashing fun into the mix. So if you're looking to mix things up and get more up close and personal, this is the way to do it. Also featuring a cast of games industry icons such as Lucy James, Fiona Nova, Shelby from Girlfriend Reviews, and many more badass women taking on the voice cast. So we're in for an exciting time. You can pick up Elsie when it drops on Steam, Switch, and PlayStation consoles starting on September 10th. Back in 2019, we got the action roguelike Void Bastards, and this month we're getting the spiritual successor, Wild Bastards. Wild Bastards is an action strategy roguelike where you're thrown into the chaotic world where outlaws reign supreme and the law is nowhere to be found. Set in the rugged frontier, this wild action-packed game places you in the boots of a rogue bounty hunter with a penchant for mayhem. The story kicks off as you hunt down notorious criminals, each with their own unique flair and outrageous antics. As you traverse through these varying environments, from dusty deserts to treacherous canyons, you'll encounter a colorful cast of characters, all while avoiding or engaging in frantic shootouts. Combining intense first-person shooting with a variety of over-the-top weapons and gadgets, you'll need to balance strategy and all-out action to tackle your missions, capture bounties, and upgrade your gear. Battle through these vibrant and comic-like environments, perfectly complementing the offbeat sense of humor. Whether you're taking down a gang of outlaws or simply causing chaos, Wild Bastards promises a wild ride filled with unpredictable moments and explosive fun. Just remember, in this world, the only rule is that there are no rules. And you could jump into Wild Bastards when it drops on Steam, PlayStation, and Xbox starting on September 12th. Here are two things I didn't ever imagine going together: witches and vans. But somehow, it all seems to work out in Caravan Sandwich. In Caravan Sandwich, you play as a young witch who embarks on a magical journey across the mystical desert in her enchanted caravan to find her missing sister. Embark on a journey through the science fiction world of Sagalo as you explore a post-apocalyptic landscape in your souped-up witch van. As you travel across this desert, you interact with a variety of communities, from ancient aboriginal tribes to robots and the remaining humans. Caravan Sandwich emphasizes exploration and narrative, with no combat or death mechanics, just you, your van, and the vast landscapes. As you interact with the diverse cast of characters you meet along the way, you'll come to understand how much like home this community really is. Plus, for a game that takes place in a freaking desert, it looks pretty as hell, so I got to see all the gorgeous set pieces for myself. Caravan Sandwich drops on September 12th for Steam, so be sure to fuel up now so you're ready for launch day. 2D platformers are a dime a dozen. A little guy just running to the right, jumping on the bad guys. But what makes this 2D platformer particularly special is that you're an egg. Yep, that's it. In Fowl Damage, you're playing as this very fragile egg, whose default jump height is enough to shatter you into a billion pieces. In this atmospheric puzzle platformer, you'll be managing your jumps and your falls with supreme care as you adventure through a chilling yet beautiful world. Escape from a dangerous factory, roll through the riverbeds, and scale a giant ancient forest as you try to find a safe place for your little egg boy to stay put. Using the somewhat accessible environments around you, such as ramps, bubbles, and just perfectly distanced platforms for you not to break yourself, you'll take on intense boss battles as you make your way through each level. No, I'm sure this goes without saying, but I'm ready for this one to be an absolute rage-inducing platformer. So if you need to get out some pent-up aggression or really feel like getting mad at an egg, then Fowl Damage drops on Steam starting on September 13th. Do you like Persona? Great. Then Demon School should be right up your alley. Demon School is a turn-based isometric RPG where you play as Mai and her band of misfit friends as you battle enemies in between the human and demon worlds. But of course, university comes first, so you still have to make sure you're getting your homework done and acing your tests. Demon School's combat is all about planning your turns correctly and unleashing your team all at the same time. Or if you mess it up, maybe rewind the turn and do it right this time. You also have the option for combo moves, which will dish out major damage and produce unique elemental attacks that take advantage of your enemy's weaknesses. Experience a light horror story as you make friends and improve your relationships with the 15 available characters around you to improve your stats and abilities. You can also plan out the class schedule for you and your classmates, making sure they aren't slacking in school and even improving on the skills where you see fit. I got to check out the demo for this one earlier this year and really fell in love with it. Plus, for those of us who are going to be waiting another 10-ish years for Persona 6, this is probably a really good substitute for you. So if you're down to interrupt your tests to go beat up some demon dudes in the locker room, then I suggest you keep an eye on Demon School when it launches on Steam, Switch, PlayStation, Xbox starting on September 13th. Oh look, the game that is probably one of the thumbnails for this video. That's right, gang, the Plucky Squire is finally here. In case you haven't heard me talk about this game yet, the Plucky Squire is an action-adventure game starring Jot, the hero of his very own storybook. One day when the big bad villain Humgrump gets tired of being the bad guy, he boots Jot out of his own storybook and into the real world. And now it's Jot's goal to get back into his own world and set the story back to what it's meant to be, by jumping in and out of different books and toys along the way. The gameplay focuses around diving in and out of 2D and 3D planes, meaning one moment you'll be moving around text to solve word puzzles, and the next moment you'll be jetpacking across blocks in your child's bedroom. Ever since this game was revealed, gamers across the globe have been clamoring for this game, mainly because of its adorable art style, witty dialogue, and the cool character designs. Like, who wouldn't be up and dancing at a party run by a DJ wizard? Face challenges unlike anything you've seen before as you save your friends from the evil forces of Humgrump and return the fairytale ending to what it once was. Get ready for an exciting adventure filled with childlike wonder when the Plucky Squire drops on Steam, Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox starting on September 17th. Plus, if you have PlayStation Plus Extra Premium subscriptions, the Plucky Squire will be launching day and date on their catalog as well. So don't miss out on this Game of the Year contender. Don't worry, Souls fans, I got you covered this month. What do you get when you take Italian folklore and some really cool looking masks with insane powers? You get Enotria, the last song. The world has fallen under a strange spell and is being controlled by the Caravaggio, a twisted eternal plague that keeps everything in an unnatural stasis. Also, sorry, but how could I not say a word as cool as Caravaggio without the accent? But now it's time for you to become the Mask of Change. Wield 30 different masks as you collect them from fallen enemies and take on their various roles, enabling new ways for you to fight alongside different strengths and weaknesses. You can build up to 3 custom loadouts and quickly switch between them to fit the current situation and face the dangers ahead of you. There's also 8 different classes, 45 spells, and over 120 weapons for you to pick up and play with. So the amount of variety is gonna be staggering. The team's goal was to build a bright and warm Italian folklore experience in the shape of a Souls-like experience, and so far, looks like they're nailing it. Reveal the secrets of Enotria when Enotria the Last Song releases on Steam and PlayStation 5 starting on September 18th. Now there are also plans for an Xbox version, however after some issues managing the store page and Xbox not answering their emails, it seems like an indefinite delay is inbound. But we'll see how that all plays out in the future. For the fans of Advance Wars out there, we've got a new turn-based strategy game coming your way. This is Athena Crisis. Athena Crisis is a modern retro game that puts you in command of 40 plus units in your journey across the multiverse. Build your army of turrets, robots, rocket launchers, and who knows what else as you wage war against your opponents in the single player campaign, as well as both synchronous and asynchronous multiplayer. Essentially meaning you can either sit there and play the full battle back and forth, or if you're a busy person, you can treat it like a game of Words with Friends, and take your turns back and forth whenever you see fit. It's gonna take a while to finish that way, but totally your call. I got to sit down with some of the developers at PAX East this year and get some hands-on time with Athena Crisis, and I really dug what I got to play. The game is full of lighthearted humor in its story, as well as its own custom map builder and true multi-platform play, meaning you can start the game on your PC, move it over to your phone, and maybe even go back and round out your match on your Steam Deck. Load up your arsenal and prepare for all-out war when Athena Crisis drops on Steam starting on September 23rd. It has been quite some time since I've taken a nice day trip to the zoo, and after Zoochosis, I probably never will end up doing that again. Zoochosis is an intense action horror game where you play as a zookeeper with a body cam working in a zoo filled with mutated animals. And unlike any regular day where you want to just feed the animals and let them do their own thing, your goal here is to inspect them, find out what's infected each animal, and create a vaccine turning them back to normal. Sounds horrible, doesn't it? And did I forget to mention that this is all during your very first shift on the job? So, great start to your new lifelong career. This first-person horror adventure was taking over social media when the initial trailer dropped, and I totally get it. Though it looks horrifying and filled with jump scares, the idea is original, fun, and sure to make a few gamers crap themselves in absolute fear. There's also a bunch of different endings depending on which animals you choose to save. So choose wisely, or else a gorilla might toss you through a glass window, or a tiger could drag you into its enclosure. And the worst part of it all, I'm probably still gonna end up playing it anyway. Zoochosis drops on Steam starting on September 23rd, so if you're brave and or smart enough to save these animals, you know when to be ready. Lead your very own adventuring party in a cute little tabletop adventure in the Worlds of Aria. Essentially a much cuter version of Baldur's Gate 3, Worlds of Aria allows you to set out, roll some dice, and make choices for you and your adventuring party. Playing as the minifigurines from whatever TTRPG you want to say this is, you'll be diving into the unknown, experiencing a story of chaos and conspiracies. In both local and online co-op, you can invite your friends to venture alongside you as you make decisions together. Sometimes you'll agree, but most times you probably won't. And luckily, when the dumb friend makes the bad decision, you can replay that scene and force them not to make that dumb decision again. And the game comes with a buddy pass, so as long as one of you buys the game, you can invite your friends along for the ride. With 12 different playable characters, each featuring their own skills and personalities, you can make each adventure you take different from the last. So if you're ready to set out on some legendary quests, find a bunch of treasure, and dive into a world of chance, deceit, and cute board game pieces, then be sure to check out Worlds of Aria when it releases on Steam starting on September 24th. Who here remembers the game Manual Samuel? Because I sure do. Well, the Grim Reaper's back in a whole new adventure. This is Holy Gosh Darn. In the Holy Gosh Darn, you're thrown into a cosmic struggle between heaven and hell, but with a twist of humor and absurdity to keep things light. The game follows Cassiel, an angel who's on a time-traveling mission to jump between past and present across heaven, hell, earth, and Helheim. You uncover information in one timeline to ultimately alter things in another, in an attempt to stop your version of heaven from blowing up. Again. The narrative is packed with quirky characters, including other angels who seem more interested in heavenly bureaucracy than saving the universe. With a mixture of platforming and puzzle solving, you'll navigate through beautifully designed levels that blend the celestial and the infernal. Expect plenty of challenges that'll test your wits and your reflexes, all while dealing with an array of bizarre enemies and obstacles. And if you thought paperwork on Earth was bad, just wait till you see the kind of red tape Cassiel has to cut through up in the clouds. The Holy Gosh Darn promises a unique blend of humor, challenging gameplay, and a story that doesn't take itself too seriously. So be sure to check it out when it drops on Steam starting on September 26th. And there you have it, 15 upcoming indie games you can play this September. Let me know if I missed any of your most anticipated games for this month, because there's always so many indie games and I can't cover them all. And I want to make sure they get the spotlight they deserve, so let me know if I missed any of your favorites. And if any of these games seem interesting to you, be sure to go wishlist them on Steam so you can get updated when they drop and maybe get some of those awesome launch day discounts. Also, real quick before I let you go, if you enjoyed the video and you want to stick around for some more indie gaming goodness, please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. And if you're looking for more long-form content with me talking about indie games with my buddy Topher, we have a podcast right here on YouTube called Playlog Podcast. And this past week, we did a fun video where we had to guess indie games based on the positive and negative Steam reviews, and I think that one's a banger, and you should check it out. But with that said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.